Hello, ich bin Säye Skye, Saye Skye. I'm a LGBTQ rights activist from Iran who talked about the LGBTQ rights of Iran while I was in Iran, and that's why I'm here outside of the country, living an exile life, and that's why it's important to me to represent at events, such important events like the 33rd Annual Teddy Award Gala. I can't wait to see you all there. Please show support, and I have a surprise for you. It's a German verse that I'm dedicating to the German community just because you matter, we all do matter. Thank you so much, Iran, Canada, Germany.
تنهایی مثل سوزنه، مثل الکل میره زیر پوست تو، مثل آرو پنجره خود لحظه یه توف کردن لخت خونه خونه، مثل پاشیده شدن کاسه ی غروره، مثل تنگ غروب، مثل حس جنون، مثل قطه بدخیم سطح راه رگ منفی سیاحت تمازوزه ی سگه، مثل پاشیدن اسید رو صورت یه گل، مثل بی هوشی آدم و شورت شور، مثل پینه های بس روی دست عشایر، مثل دفن عقاید توی بد جراید. من مثل تو نباشم و تو مثل من نباشی و به کار هم نپاشیم و به کار هم نشاشیم و من مثل تو نباشم و تو مثل من نباشی و به کار هم نپاشیم و به کار هم نشاشیم و بر تنهایی بیا، 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 بیا تنها نباشی، بر تنهایی بیا، بیا تنها نباشی.
Hi, welcome to the 33rd Teddy Award. I'm Zsombor Bobák and I'm here with Säye Skye, a performer of the Teddy Gala on the 15th of February. Hi Säye, welcome to the Teddy Award. On your website you introduce yourself as a transgender rap artist and LGBTQ rights activist. So I'm wondering how these two things come together in your artistic practice.
Hello, ich bin Säye.
Hi.
I'm really excited to perform at Teddy Awards shows. It's such a incredible experience and opportunity, and a big historic move for the Iranian community,
Right.
as well as Canadian community, because I'm also representing Canada. Yes, I call myself an activist, LGBTQ rights activist, because that's the reason that I'm actually out of Iran and I'm right in front of you right now. It's because I released the first song about the LGBTQ rights of Iran and the whole history of Iran while I was in Iran. Okay. And when the song went viral, I had to leave Iran, and since then it's been a journey, it's been a responsibility, and I just absolutely feel like I'm a messenger and I need to do this, and there is nothing else that I would want to do in this world other than spreading word of peace and freedom for the LGBTQ community around the world. And when I say around the world, it's because during the past years, so many people from different countries have reached out to me, raising their voice and raising their concerns. So at this point, I feel like I have a voice, and I'm going to use it to the best of my knowledge to create that change that the world needs for the LGBTQ community, specifically for those countries that are under so much struggle and disadvantage through their dictatorships and governments.
Can you tell us a bit about the general situation of the LGBTQ community in Iran and about your own experiences growing up in that country? Absolutely.
To be honest with you, living as a queer person in Iran is a day-to-day risk. Your neighbor might snitch on you, your society might see you and might recognize you and attack you. The government is not behind you, and there's so much propaganda against the LGBTQ people through the government that even spreads more hate and more discrimination. And the LGBTQ community in Iran, they're surviving, they're not living. Okay. And this has to end, because there's so many of us in Iran. I'm only one of them who could do maybe a small little thing, and I had to run away from the Iranian government because they were after me. And the fact that they couldn't catch me, well, it says a lot about what kind of a fighter I am and where I come from, from that community. People are really strong, resilient, and they just want to live their lives. They just want to, just like any other citizen, they just want to have their own freedom of choice. And to be honest with you, nobody needs to know who does what in their own bed. It's a very personal thing, and I think it's time to have a bigger discussion about how the Iranian government is discriminating the LGBTQ community in Iran.
Absolutely. This courage and strength that you talk about and that comes through your story as well, it really appears in your music, in your art as well. For instance, in your single T&E, you rap "Loneliness is the worst thing," and I was wondering, what do you exactly refer to? Because this is a recurring line in that song.
Absolutely. When I wrote T&E, I mean, since I've been out of Iran and living a refugee life in exile, every day that I wake up, I open my eyes to news that I get from the social media that every day might get censored because, you know, they want to censor Instagram these days, and they did censor Telegram and all these different channels that people can actually have a voice. I read all the news from home, and it's really sickening and sad that it's just getting worse and worse through different communities, through Baha'is, through Christians, through Jewish community, through, you name it, the Daravish, woman situation in Iran, woman rights situation, the LGBTQ rights situation. They recently executed a person in Iran. This person kidnapped two teenagers, two teen boys, and raped them. They executed this person not because of he was a rapist, not because of the crime of pedophilia, but because of homosexuality.
Wow, that's very shocking, yeah.
That is absolutely shocking and unacceptable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I see news like that coming from home, and if I want to be involved with that community, and if I want to be a voice of that community, I have to go through these news, which is really sad. Imagine every day I wake up to this. But, you know, it's kind of a love and hate relationship between this pain and me, because it's about my people. And that's why T&E talks about every single problem that the Iranian society and people are facing, from women being banned in the stadiums, from attacking women because of not wearing their hijab with acid. But I have a line that says throwing acid on a flower's face, and because of all these like criminals and fraud and everything that's happening. And the preacher Säye Skye, who's raped more than 20 young boys, but he's the favorite supreme leader of Iran's Quran reader, and he hasn't faced any consequences. So I drop his name in my song because it is important. It's a part of our history, and we want answers. We want consequences. People are fed up, and when you live in a society that you're constantly under a shock pressure, and there's no way that you can raise your concern, it is crucial for an artist like me to do what I do and talk about these issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think it's also very important that you just pointed out that this is basically a love-hate relationship, because there is a lot of love towards the Iranian culture, which also translates back into your music. There are a lot of musical elements that root back to your cultural heritage. So I was wondering if this was a particularly important thing for you to elevate this heritage into your art.
Absolutely. I come from a culture of poetry, and music and art, and it's embedded in our culture and society. My grandfather was a poet. He's the one who taught me how to think bigger. He's the one who taught me about Rumi. And when I said it's a love and hate relationship, it's not the love and hate relationship towards Iran or my people. It's always a love relationship. But when I hear this kind of news, I get really frustrated and I really get angry, and that's when I think I need to do something. And to be honest with you, I'm talking to the LGBTQ youth in Iran. They're sending me messages on Instagram telling me that, you know, they play my songs for their parents. They leave the house and they call the mom and they say, "Mom, that's me in the song. Can I come home?"
Wow.
That by itself, like when I did that in 2010, there was nothing like that. Parents would not even know what LGBTQ is. And that to me is more than enough to just keep going, because all I care about is the youth in Iran. When they have no resources to any sort of education, any sort of awareness, and there's so much pressure on them just for being Iranian and living under that government. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best, and nobody can take this microphone away from me.
Certainly not, and nobody should.
Yes.
I was also wondering, because the fact that you have sort of a history with poetry that really shines through your lyrics as well. But a question for me was, okay, what exactly drawn you to rap and hip hop music in particular?
Yes. So, you know, when I was 14, I used to have an article in two of the biggest newspapers in the country about youth problems. And, you know, I won awards for my poetry at a very young age, and I actually started writing when I was 7. But then I realized that they're censoring my content, and they're telling me that, oh, that's just the story of the newspaper, we can't do anything about it, it has to be like that. So I stopped doing that. I stopped working with that. And then I started doing underground talking and rapping with friends, and I realized that people are so fed up in Iran that truly there's no time when you're fighting to survive, fighting for your food, for the table. There's no time for you to even think about educating yourself or reaching out through articles and long newspapers or long lectures. So I thought that, you know, rap is very, very street, and everyone likes the music if it sounds good, if it has a good message, and people listen to it, even though for 30 seconds, even the one who hates listens to it. And what is it? I want to hate on it. I want to listen to it and then hate on it, with that mentality. So to me, music, and specifically rap, was the best genre to spread the message, because it was very easy. It was not a long article, and everyone likes music. Why not?
Oh, so because it's very accessible.
Absolutely.
Right, I see. I mean, this is obviously a really broad and big question that is difficult to answer, if possible at all. But I'm sort of wondering that, since you are so concerned with youth and youth issues, is there a specific message that you would like to articulate towards the youth, the LGBTQ youth who live under heavy oppression?
Absolutely. First of all, I'm a very, very small soldier doing what I'm doing. So first of all, I want them to know that they're brave. First and foremost, they're brave for living their truth under that consequences. Second of all, I encourage them to stick together, take care of their community, and be warmer and kinder to each other, because those are the ones that they have. When the government, when the society, when everybody is against them, they need to stick together, and they need to remember that we think about them.
Yeah.
We love them, and me specifically, I'll do anything for them. They can reach out. They need to know that they've been cared for. I care about them. I care about their single lives. And I want them to, I know that their struggles are so much, and I know that sometimes it's really hard to live a life like that, and sometimes you just think that, you know what, I'm just enough, I'm just fed up with this, and I want to end it. Please don't. Your life matters. Your life matters the most. You're beautiful. You're amazing. There's nothing wrong with you. The society has all the problems, and we got to work it out. There's nothing wrong with who you are. Stay strong.
Yeah, I think definitely this this is a very important message, and I think it's very important that someone who lived through that can send this message out to these people, and I'm very sure that it will give them a lot of hope. Let's look into the future a bit.
Absolutely.
I heard that you are working on your first EP. Do we have any information about that, maybe, that you would like to share?
Yes, I've been blessed with my team, and you know, since I left Iran and I became a refugee, and all the process and everything, so many amazing people have come across my path, and for different reasons. So when I try to tell the youth, be strong, you're gonna get hurt, it's because there's that energy out there, and each person sends out that energy. So all these energies combine together, get together without us knowing, and then that's why all of a sudden I feel like, oh, I met a producer, yes, I want to work with you. Where did you come from? Out of nowhere. So I am working on my EP. I'm super excited, and this is very special in so many ways because of the message, because of the songs and tunes, and the energy and the vibe. And I already performed it at a few places in Berlin, which was really fortunate. And the response that I get from the audience is beyond amazing. And you know, because in Farsi we have a saying that says, "Whatever comes from your heart will sit on others' hearts." So,
very nice.
Yes, and my work and my music is absolutely from heart, and it just finds its way through people. And TNE, the one that we did last year, is the first single of the EP, and the music video is out. And on the music video, we worked with 23 German artists from all over Germany. They showed up in -15 with bus, airplane. They drove. It was so cold, but everybody showed up because I sent them a message. I said, listen, this is who I am. It's not about me or my artistic ego. It's about the country. It's about the community. It's about the future of youth. Let's do this. And they all showed up. We shook hands. We didn't even know each other. And we came up with that brilliant music video. And the energy, like I'm talking about it right now and I'm getting goosebumps because it's just, you had to be there.
Beautiful.
Everything just worked together. So TNE is the first one, and then we have one song about the drug abuse in Iran, that the Iranian government is spreading drugs to poor areas so people can get addicted and not stand up later. And it's a very alarming situation that youth of 6-7 years old are doing cracks in the corners of Tehran, and nobody's talking about it. There's no rehab, there's no education, there's nothing about it. And to me, that's really alarming. And you know, not that I'm telling people what to do or what not to do with their lives, but just the fact that if they know who's deciding for them, and if they know that if they're being played or not, the most important thing is that they should be in charge of their decisions and not anybody else, not because of their circumstances. So that's one of the songs, and the other one is I'm not gonna give you the whole story,
of course.
but those people who are going to be at Teddy Awards show, they're gonna get a taste of TNE during the gala, which is amazing, and I'm super excited about it. And I will have a 30-minute show in the after party. And in that party, I have a surprise, something that I think this is a dedication, and this is a little gift to the German community who's been very welcoming to me. Me and my producer, we worked on a German verse for one of my songs is about ADHD, because I have ADHD, and I think it's important to talk about it because when I was a kid, my mom didn't know what ADHD was, so she would tell me, "Hey, Säye, go in the backyard and run 40 times." Like, why would I need to run 40 times? Okay, but then I would come back with more energy.
Yeah, right.
So it works for me, and I feel like there's a humor to it, and I really So I wanted to do something nice for the German community as well. So I really worked really hard to get it right, the pronunciation and everything. But it starts with Ich habe ADHD, let me show you how to party. Ja, ich bin Iraner, aber spreche die deutsche Sprache.
Amazing. Well, we got a little preview.
Yes, a little preview for you, and it's important to me to take care of the community that's taking care of me and showing respect. And so I'm excited, and the more the better. The more people get together and reach out and want to work with me, I'm so open to new ideas and just to build more, because the more the better. And I can't wait for it to happen. Yes.
Well, I can't wait for it either. I'm really looking forward to it. Now I'm especially excited after this little preview as well.
Right, yeah? The German verse does it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it just spices it up. Anyhow, I would really like to thank you, Säye, for being here with us today and being so honest and open. And I think your message definitely came through very clearly, and it does come through very clearly through your art as well. So thank you very much, and see you on the 15th of February at the Teddy Gala.
Thank you very much for having me, and for providing space for an artist like me. And I'm beyond excited and grateful for this opportunity and this platform, because to me, again, as I said, it's not about Säye Skye, it's about the message that's going to be out there. And I can't wait to see everybody on the 15th. Thank you very much.
We will see you there.
Sweet.